Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? It is Cairo back with another video. This is episode number 6 to the Road to 10 Bill series. First and foremost, I hope you enjoy, and let's get right into this one. In episode number 5, we talked about the fact that we're very close to finishing off Greg, and I did mention that I'm not going to include any more Greg in future episodes, but the only reason I'd be including Greg is because we get a pretty huge drop. And what's more huge than a crest, more than a shadow glaive, more than a Sliskian essence. By the way, we get Sliskian essence in this video. I am obviously talking about the pet. I know I didn't hide that very well. I'm not exactly very subtle, but you know, whatever. First, I want you to take note of something else. I'm on a German server, and the only way I can play RuneScape is on German servers. I mean, every time I'm on, I'm pretty much lagging. Any time that the server capacity reaches 10%, servers can carry up to 2,000 players, right? 2,000 players per server. As soon as that server hits 200 players, any activity that requires accurate inputs is pretty much done. So much for a game that promotes a social experience, right? You can play with your friends, but if you have too many friends, you can't play. And it's not like I have anything wrong with German servers. I mean, aside from the fact that I want to know what I got when I get it. Anyway, I'm ranting. But let's get back to the Germany thing. They have a pretty good soccer team. Anybody into soccer? Let me know in the comments. After the release of episode number 5, the channel went through a mini explosion, if you will. And I'm super appreciative of the fact that you guys are leaving such great comments, such wonderful things, and I just love reading them. If you guys have something in particular that you want to see, that you want to watch, that you want to experience with me, let me know. I'm open to ideas. As long as it's something feasible, something that I know would be entertaining, I know can work out, and I know that I can personally execute properly, I will definitely be up to it. And with that said, I want to mention something off the bat. I don't think that I'm the kind of person that will ever upload guides for RuneScape. Here's my reasoning. First, it is an oversaturated sort of content space. There are an abundance of guides out there for RuneScape. If it's not in video form, it's on the RuneScape wiki. I don't think that it's necessary to make more guides. Anyway, all this fancy talk is just me saying that I don't know how to make guides and probably won't make them. So take from that what you will. If you have watched my horribly edited channel welcome sort of video, you will know that I used to make videos for a completely different game. And ever since that video, my editing approach, my editing technique, my way of creating videos has generally changed. So what I'm thinking is actually recreating that video. What do you guys think? Let me know. And for those wondering about the name, Cairo, it's actually a city in Egypt, and Egypt is located in North Africa for those who are not familiar with geography. And that is why my intro is all Sophonim and Menephos. Sand, pyramids, palm trees, camels. It all speaks to me, you know? It's close to home. I can confirm, however, we do not ride camels. We just drive very bad cars. I think I should start talking about Greg now. Yeah, let's do that. After 1,089 kills, the pet has been acquired. It's funny how I said that I might go into like the 2,000, 3,000 kill mark before the pet and literally happens the next episode. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I guess that's pretty much over in terms of the Greg grind. I don't know when this series turned into the Road to Insane Final Boss. It really seems like it right now, but it really isn't. But I digress. I'm glad to finally say that I am making some progress at Telos. I am actually getting kills now post 100%. In fact, this was my first non-yak Nihil only 100% kill using melee at Telos. Pretty insane for me. I know it's not a big deal for most, but hey, 100% nonetheless. And you know what? The amount of times that I died is kind of crazy. But you know what? After all of those deaths, I was finally able to get a little bit more consistent at 100% Enrage Telos. I haven't exactly gotten any drops yet, that's expected. I'm nowhere near the drop rate yet, but at least we're getting better. Once I felt comfortable enough and I was getting at least 7 kills to every death, I don't know how I came up with that ratio, but as soon as I felt comfortable enough with 100% Enrage, I knew that I had to push further. The sooner you push Enrage with Telos, the better you're gonna get at the boss. So yeah, I kept pushing and pushing all the way to 168% Enrage, and it felt very good. I actually streaked somewhat to that Enrage. I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to get a Calfight Defender, and unfortunately I don't know how to solo Calfight King. So I decided to go back to Nex just for a little bit to get the Ancient Emblem that I can use with a Chaotic Splint to create the Ancient Defender. which if you were looking closely was the item that helped me go from 100% consistent kills all the way up until 168% in rage at Telos. And I gotta admit, I miss Nex because we don't just get the Ancient Emblem, we also get a pair of Virtus boots. Such a consistent moneymaker. I don't know, I think I'm gonna do more of this boss for the next video. A couple of kills into the hour and I find myself once again on a German server, but luckily I get the Ancient Emblem, and that was insanely helpful for Telos. Definitely gonna go for the Kalphite King in the next one. I don't do much elite dungeons, but when I do elite dungeons, I primarily go to the Dragonkin Laboratory. The reason for that is because it's actually the easiest for me personally to do out of all 3 elite dungeons. I'm actually able to get the bosses down, and if I were to compare it with Elite Dungeons 1 and Elite Dungeons 3, with ED1, I have a tough time with Seiryu, however Masuta and the Sanctum Guardian are laughably easy for me personally. And ED3, the Crassian Leviathan, is also hilariously easy, and Terraket is pretty much a DPS test. But when I face off against the Ambassador, I get absolutely destroyed. So when I look at the Dragonkin Laboratory, the Celestial on roids, the KBD 2.0, and the Blackstone guy are all pretty straightforward. In fact, their mechanics are so easy to dodge and so easy to plan for that it doesn't create any kind of a challenge. Which means, he said so joyfully, I can definitely get some kills. And not even efficiently. I only get 1 run per aura, which is disgustingly bad. I really need to work on my efficiency with Elite Dungeon. I am close to 2 runs. I usually finish Blackstone at like the 35-minute mark, which means I have 25 minutes left on my aura. If I can shave off those extra 5 minutes, that would give me 2 runs per aura. Knowing that I'm only able to complete 1 full run per aura, what I usually do is I use the Maniacal for the first hour and then I switch over to Supreme Runic Accuracy. What I end up doing is 3 full runs every 2 hours, which is not great again, but at least I'm getting the runs in and that will lead to drops. Speaking of drops, we get a Flurry Codex in this run. It's unfortunate, it's not the Barge or the Fury, which are much more expensive, much more sought after, but it's a codex nonetheless. We spent a total of around 10 hours at ED2 doing runs, and I was able to accumulate 77 mil in the chest. Taking into consideration the gear and the food and the supplies, pretty much making around 5 to 6 mil an hour at ED2, at least for me personally. Wow, that's pretty bad. Ew. Believe it or not, RuneScape is a little bit more than just PVMing. Yes, you can actually do other things in this game. Remember that. Now that archaeology's hype has sort of died down and the prices for materials are relatively stable, as well as soil, I decided to screen some soil, see if that's still a viable method to make some money. And unfortunately, it's not really the best. It averages out to about 3 mil an hour at level 99 archaeology. My success rate at screening soil at this level with this gear is 57%. But honestly, I decided to do it just because of the fact that it's just so chill, so AFK, and sometimes you just want to take a break from PVMing. PVMing takes such a great deal of focus, and honestly, I just wanted to relax for a bit. It's not against the law. Speaking of archaeology, I was wondering if you guys wanted to see a little bit more of my progress in this skill. I'm speaking specifically about maxing archaeology, which is a series that did not receive the same kind of love that the Road to 10 Bill series is receiving right now. If you guys want to see that content, let me know. Otherwise, I may scrap it, or I may condense level 99 all the way to 120, the entire progress, into one more episode, and call that episode number 4, and call that the end of that series. Let me know what you think I should do, let me know what you want to see, and we can get it done. Anyway, this marks the end of episode number 6 to the Road to 10 Bill series. We went from 6.85 to 6.95. We are 50 mil away from 7 bill total wealth. Huge! We're definitely gonna smash that in episode number 7. Stay tuned. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care. What am I even doing here?